What's going on, awesome people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another episode of introducing to you an awesome person. And I'm looking forward to introducing today's guest. Her name is Nichole Lee. She's one of the ambassadors of the Azadi Festival that I met through one of our other ambassadors, Anahita Sasha. She's been a great asset to us in the past week and a half since joining on short notice. And she's into PR, but she's so much more, which is why I'm looking forward to having her share all the different things and initiatives that she's a part of. But I'll give you a little background, a little bit of a bio until she hops on here and joins us. Nichole is an international TV talent, publicist, and luxury brand manager with over 20 years experience in global media strategies and branding for high-profile clientele across sports, entertainment, cannabis, fitness, health, wellness, philanthropy, and business. Her visionary expertise has provided unique and successful communication campaigns for elite global brands, including Fox News Media, Lifetime Athletic, Nike, Orange Theory, Fitness, Pepsi, and representing TV shows like Star Academy in 12 countries. Pretty badass, if you ask me. And ever since she joined, literally like less than 10 days ago, she was able to put together a great press release for us, which, as you guys know, it takes a lot of time. It's very stressful. It's very important. And she was able to reach out to more than 1,234 media contacts, primarily in the East Coast, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So we're very grateful for her having helped get the word out for everything we're doing for the July 3rd Azadi Festival. And in case you're not familiar yet with what the Azadi Festival is, it's basically a 12-hour program uniting through Iranian culture. So happening in the DC area, specifically at Ship Garden in Tysons. We're getting together for 12 hours of culture that includes food, music, drinks, children activities, dog activities or dog park. Got a lot of special performances, a lot of poetry, and of course, a lot of activism and whatever else we can do to shine a spotlight on the current revolution happening in Iran. And since Nichole is not Iranian, perhaps some of her friends and followers that are watching in today, maybe you're hearing about the Iran revolution for the first time. And so we appreciate your interest in the plight of Iranians fighting for freedom. We're in the middle of a woman life freedom revolution inside of our homeland of Iran. And so anybody that is non-Iranian that cares about what we're fighting for, we appreciate them, which is why I appreciate so much Nichole joining us and being a part of it and having so much of her heart into this. So we appreciate her, and without any further ado, it's a perfect time to bring her on so that we can things that she's doing in general in her company. So please help me welcome Nichole Lee joining us from Minnesota, but she's going to be in DC very soon. Hi, Nichole.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you being here. I appreciate that. I love the glasses. I love the queen, and I was just calling you Queen Bee of PR. It's beautiful.
I love it. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, are you in cold Minnesota or is it somewhat warm?
I don't even want to talk about it. I've already had quite a few breakdowns. I'm a Florida girl, born and raised in Tampa, Florida, lived in Miami, spent many years in California, and came here to work on a few projects, and they're calling this thing summer. It's like 60 degrees, and I'm like, this is what we call summer. It's going to be a really hard time. So anybody that knows me knows, like, I'm going to probably have quite a few nervous breakdowns. I'm probably going to get my miles on my way to Florida.
That's right. Come on down.
Yeah, listen, please count me in because I can tell already this winter in Minnesota is not something I am ever prepared for.
You're basically making sure that come September you're out of Minnesota, but at least you'll have a nice little warm up this coming week. You're coming to join us for the Azadi Festival that's happening on July 3rd. But before we talk about what's ahead, let's kind of go back a little bit. And for those who've never had the pleasure of getting to know you and what you do and your background, go ahead in your own words, share a little bit about yourself, please.
Awesome. Well, my name is Nichole Lee. I am an international TV talent. I'm a publicist and a luxury brand manager, primarily focused in sports and entertainment. However, over the past month, I've been the universe has been bringing me really serious political issues that I really want to fight for and I really want to stand up for. So now I'm kind of adding activist a little bit to to my tagline and title. But Florida girl, born and raised Tampa, Florida. Graduated at 17, turned into a little bit of a gypsy. Since that time, I've lived in 14 states and 6 countries. So I've had a good taste of the world and culture. And just to settle down right now in Minneapolis, Minnesota as of June 1st, 2023. So my story is a little bit, started out as a professional dancer, transitioned into a TV choreographer, and then I got the opportunity to spend 6 years in Europe as an on-air producer and choreographer for a TV show called Star Academy. And during that time, I really saw the power of media and the power of entertainment. And I also saw a lot of talent, creatives, and artists kind of signing their lives away just for an opportunity. And my heart really got heavy because that's how the industry is kind of set up, where if you want to play, you have to play by these rules. And so I've watched a lot of creatives and a lot of artists lose their power and lose their power really in contracts. And so I really started LJPR to really give talent, artists, creatives the opportunity to maintain as much of whatever they're putting out into the world, really maintain as much as that as they can in regards to their rights. And so that's kind of my story, focusing now, again, primarily on sports and entertainment, and now entering into this global atmosphere of activism and really doing some good in the world.
All beautiful stuff. First of all, what was the favorite country in Europe?
Turkey, hands down. Turkey,
yeah.
Turkey is I praise Turkey all the time. Turkey was the first country I had been in where I really saw community and culture, because they have 3 major religions living there, but they all harmonize. There's just such a respect and admiration for people. And no matter what you believe, no matter what I believe, we respect each other, and that was just really beautiful to see, coming from a very divided America, where if I'm a Christian and you're a Catholic or you're a Muslim, like, it's just such this fight about what people have the right to believe. And so for the first time in my life, I was able to really see that regardless of what our beliefs are, regardless of what, our personal philosophies are, we can all coexist and respect and value just of humanity. And it was a beautiful place to see, beautiful place to live. And not to mention, it's, the only country in the world that's it's on Asia and Europe. So it's on 2 continents. So that was kind of cool too, to be able to see that diversity and that split. So that was my favorite for sure.
Yeah, in many ways, the Turkish culture and Iranian culture has some similarities, and also, unfortunately, both are being run by essentially dictatorships. So, but the hospitality, the people, the community, the food and drinks, it's like, that's really the similarity between Iran and Turkey as well. So, speaking of Iran, courtesy of Anahita, you were kind of like drawn into the things that have to do with Iran. And the first question I would like to ask you is, do you remember when you heard that there is like a revolution happening in Iran? Like, when was the first time you heard about it? Was it back in September in news, or was it through Anahita? I'm very curious.
Yeah, so this is honestly, Anahita's been my client. So let me just pause. Can I take a second to praise Anahita, because she's such amazing woman. So she made a post looking for a PR specialist, and her post was probably one of the best posts I've ever seen. Her post was like, I'm looking for a lifelong humanitarian. I'm looking for a woman life freedom. I'm looking for someone who wants to fight for what's right, and I can't sleep because there's so much injustice of the world. And I'm like, yes, that's me. That's me. Like, and so just off of her post, like, I fell in love with her. I was like, you're looking for me. Like, I'm the person you're looking for.
Great.
And I really didn't even apply to the post. I actually tracked her down through email and social media. And I was like, I saw your post, but I want to just come to you, because it was probably like 50 people that had applied. And I was like, I'm bypassing this whole system. I'm going straight to her. Instant love, instant click from the first phone call. And she opened this whole door for me. I have to admit, I was completely ignorant to everything happening in Iran. And, instantly I was on board. how can I help? You know, we really both saw the connection with me, you know, just relocating to Minneapolis, with this being the home of George Floyd and kind of the home base and ground zero of that. And we just really saw an opportunity to partner with where I am, with DC, with Iran, and kind of just bringing this whole global problem and issue to light as one unity, and kind of just, you know, what you guys have going on, unite and conquer. And so it's the first I've heard of it, which is very shameful. I will say I'm very disappointed in the media for not doing more to cover this. As someone being in the media, I know what this looks like, but I also am very passionate about being the voice of that change and being one of the leaders in the media that's talking about this, because it's huge. And the part that really pulled on my heartstrings is, you know, as Americans and living in America, we really kind of have made this an isolated issue, right? We're thinking this is just an American issue, and this is just a black and white or a racial issue in America. And when she kind of brought this to my light, it just kind of expanded to this, no, this is a global issue. This is a real global issue. And since that time, I've really spent a lot of time studying the revolution and what's going on. And to be honest, you know, I'm still brand new. You know, this is probably 3 weeks in, probably the month of June maybe is when I've kind of just got all this information. So a lot to learn, but I knew nothing about it until 3 weeks ago. So not acceptable.
Well, I mean, there's nothing for you to be ashamed of. It's a shame of the leaders of the country and the leaders of the mainstream media that are choosing not to have these things be things that they discuss. So we just appreciate that you care enough to now educate yourself, and not just educate yourself, but diving right in and becoming an ambassador of Azadi Festival. It says so much about your heart. It says so much about just your care for humanity. And so that's really all we want to surround ourselves with at the ambassadors. And we're just grateful to have you. Now tell us some of the things, the initiative that you're working with in Minnesota. I know there's an NFL domestic violence campaign. You have the Free Jonathan campaign. You're doing so much good to raise awareness for different segments that really are in need of a spotlight. So feel free to kind of share a little bit about both.
Sure, thank you. So back in March, I kind of started this initiative to investigate prison reform. And so through that time, I wrote several inmates, and I picked up a particular inmate. His name is Jonathan Corbett. He is currently in the custody of the Minnesota State Department of Corrections. His inmate number is 242543. And I picked up Jonathan's case. He's one of over 8,100 inmates right now. And Jonathan is probably one of the lucky ones. He has been wrongfully convicted. So he's been wrongfully convicted for murder based off of, you know, witness testimony that is not consistent. So witnesses just kind of story changing. He's been separated from his family, and he's almost died on 3 occasions because he's been refused medical attention. So kind of opening now a whole investigation into the Department of Minnesota Corrections, why inmates are not getting proper medical attention, and really, you know, the inmates' rights, inmate policies, and more importantly, how many inmates have died in the custody of the Department of Corrections because they were denied medical attention or medical care. And, you know, there's paperwork, there's history. And so Jonathan is one of the lucky ones, but there's many more that we fear that have died and have been silenced, and their cases and their situations have seemingly gone unnoticed and unrecognizable, because when you're tagged an inmate, when you're tagged a criminal or a felon, they just throw a label on you and they forget about you. And so there's a lot of people that are wrongfully convicted. There's a lot of people that are in jail that have little voice and little way to communicate their justice. And so unfortunately, they just roll over. And so I really wanted to take Jonathan's case on. And so I'm here now in Minneapolis, working with the Minneapolis NAACP, talking directly with the commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Corrections, and really just starting to open the conversation of what are the policies, what rights do inmates have. I mean, Jonathan's not even able to shower on the weekends. Like, so Friday through Sunday, he's not let out of his cage. He's not able to shower. Like, these are basic human rights that anyone should have. I should be able to shower. I should be able to eat healthy food, if I need medical care and attention, I should be able to get that. I mean, I'm in the custody of the state. They have access to everything I need. And these are things that are being denied repeatedly on a multiple occasion. And so to my understanding, if I'm ill, if I have an issue, let's say I'm sick, I have to sign up to see a doctor, and that could take a week. If there's something severely wrong with me, I could easily be dead in that short period of time because of just the processes. So really just working hard to get some attention around Jonathan's case and opening the door for any other, people that are wrongfully convicted, and just kind of just trying to get some more information and be the voice of that is huge right now. So that's why I'm bearing this cold weather to really just, try to do as much turnaround here as I can, because like I said, Jonathan's one of the lucky ones, but he's one of 8,100, people that are not receiving just basic human rights and care.
I mean, it's incredible and important work that you're doing. So my hat's off to you for doing such awesome work. And then can you talk also about, or is this what was the gentleman's name?
His name is Jonathan Corbett. He is
inmate
number 242543. The campaign is Free Jonathan.
Free Jonathan. Yeah,
yes.
I just wanted to make sure that I covered that part of it. So tell me, like, what was it about? Because I know you were working with Anahita on separate stuff as she was your client. What was it about the Azadi Festival that you were like, you know what, this is something that I want to be a part of. I feel like I can bring an angle of support that perhaps you guys don't have. Can you tell me a little bit what was your mindset when you, in your busy schedule, all that you got going on, you're like, let me go ahead and become an ambassador of Azadi Festival,
Sure. I think for me, it was multifaceted. Kind of being locked in the country during COVID, I haven't really been able to travel. And so I really miss experiencing different cultures. I really miss that part of my life that COVID kind of took away from us over the past couple of years. So when I heard about the festival and just the basics, it's a 12-hour festival. Like, my goodness, how exciting is that? 12 hours. It's from 1:11 p.m. to 1:11 a.m. on Independence Day. All of it is just exciting. And so not only am I attending, I'm really spending almost an entire week in DC to really dive in, meet people, just learn and absorb, and really just have the right conversations. So when I come back to Minnesota, I have as much material as I can to really air this revolution to the world. And I'm educated on the movement. I'm educated on the revolution, what needs to be done, how we're going to do it, the right people here, the right people there. So I'm excited to come over to you guys. I'm really excited to just be a part of this festival. I think apparently I've been thrown into the fashion show.
Yes.
So
yeah, the road to freedom fashion show / performance. Yeah.
So I'm thrown into the fashion show. I get to do a little dance move here and there. So I'm excited. I haven't done anything like this, I would probably say, in at least 6 or 7 years. So I'm just all in. I'm here to help all things Azadi Festival. I'm here to help, the Iranian culture and the revolution. And, also being a Black woman in America, I really can connect with the injustices that are happening right now to Iranian women. And, it's been a fight for me in corporate America, being, top level executive, Black woman. It's been a fight. And so for me, I take myself out of my life and look at, as much as I've had to fight, there's people fighting much more harder than me for much more basic rights as a woman. And so it's really important for me to just dive into this as much as I can, to really be an authentic voice. And I stand for it. Like, it's just, I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it, because it's just so much, so much that needs to be done. And I just want to pull my weight. That's it.
Thank you. And you're going to look so beautiful in the handmade, custom-made dresses that Ellie and Miss Zari are making. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the videos of what you're going to be wearing. I mean, all authentic, truly made just for Azadi Festival. There's going to be at least 12 beautiful women such as Nichole Lee that are going to be, donning these dresses. And I cannot wait, with beautiful music, some cool choreography, all to show unity and awareness to the woman life freedom revolution. So Nichole Lee, because obviously PR and marketing is your cup of tea, and considering how important it is to get the word out to the entire DC community, but also globally, because the whole thing will be live streamed, what can us regular people who aren't PR experts and publicists, what can we do that can help spread the word? Like, that's any kind of advice and suggestion that you have for all of us here. Would love to hear from you.
Yeah, the most important thing is just to educate yourself, get the facts, know what's happening, know what's going on, because you just never know when that opportunity is going to present itself. You could be at Starbucks, you could be at the grocery store, and a conversation can spark up. So the more educated we are about what has happened, let's start with the facts. What has happened? Let's talk about Masa. Let's talk about George. Let's just talk about their names, right? There's a whole list, globally. And that's really the scary part is, we have the list of names that we know about, but how many names do we not know about? And so that's the part that's really scary. So educate yourself. We need to start some communities. We need to start some groups. We really just have to become the people who have the facts, who have the knowledge, because when you're dealing with media, right, there's really what I like to say, the fake news, right, which is what gets the most attention, right, these propaganda stories and, what they want you to hear, and then there's the real news. So as much as we can get the real news in communities and groups and just stand on that truth of this is what has happened, this is what you've done, and then demand fixing it, right? What are we going to do to fix it? I think that's the biggest thing. And also I always encourage everyone, right? Be the change, right? Protests are good. Protests are wonderful, but get out there, become the lawyers, become the police officers, become the judges, become the lawmakers and the people that really have the power, because at the end of the day, unless the real change makers are sitting in those seats, real change is probably not going to happen. And I hate to say that in a way of skepticism, but it's just the reality, because right now, the people with the power are the people doing bad. And so we have to change those numbers, and the good people, the people of righteousness, the people of justice, the people who really just want to see humanity prosper. We have to become the owners of our future, and it's going to take time, right? But it starts with us just getting the education. It starts with us getting the knowledge. And then it starts with us banding up in groups and communities, whether it's towns or cities, statewide, nationwide, worldwide, whatever that looks like. That's kind of the beginning, because once those groups and communities form, now we can start to strategize and say, oh, that's your strength. And we can start to point and manipulate people in the directions where we can really do the work.
Well, and that was one of the catalysts of wanting to produce the Azadi Festival, because there's one thing that especially Iranians love to come together. I mean, any culture really. It's through the cultural elements, whatever nationality you are, wherever you're from, the commonality of food, drinks, music, these are the things that will bring people together. But then with the festival, you want to present it to outside of the Iranian community too. So this Azadi Festival is really what you're saying, is that we're trying to build this community so we can educate more people, so we can get louder and make a bigger impact. Let me ask you something. Have you tried Iranian food yet?
I can't say that I have. So that's another thing I'm super excited about. Right. I'm a greedy girl. I eat a lot. And I was once a bodybuilder. I'm really tiny. I'm only 5'1". I probably weigh about 120 pounds right now, but at one point I was a bodybuilder and I was 150 pounds, and I used to carry my food like with me. If you ever see bodybuilders that carry their food, that was me. Like I had a pink bag and it had my food, and it's a thing. So anyways, I love food. I love culture. And one of the things that kind of got me even more excited is I saw global cuisine. Yes. And I was like, yeah.
Yes.
So then I do have a question then.
Tell me.
How is Iranian coffee?
Oh, actually, you know what? We're no more for our tea than our coffee, to be honest with you. I think Turkey is the one that has good Turkish coffee, but we are more the tea people. So you're going to be experiencing some traditional tea. There's something called a samovar, which is it's like a big pot that specializes in making tea in the most optimal quality. And it's gold, because everything Iranian is gold. And then so it's gold, it's beautiful, and tea is made in some kind of magical way. I don't know the whole process behind it, but it looks freaking cool. And you're gonna see it in what is called the Sunnati room. Sunnati means traditional, and so one entire tent is going to be completely converted into all things traditional. So as I'm sure you experienced in Turkey, where you went in certain places where it just seems like you were dropped into the 16th century, that's kind of like what we're converting, you know, this whole traditional room. And so you're going to see the samovar, you're going to see cushions, you're going to see fountains, you're going to see you're going to see people that are going to be wearing traditional Iranian clothing from hundreds of years ago. So that's one element, and you're going to experience like that tea is going to hit different, basically, you know. It's going to be the best tea you've ever had because of the whole environment and the vibe, you know. So yeah, so you're going to get tea, you're going to have some Iranian food. Are you familiar with any kind of Iranian music?
I am. That I do know
Okay.
a little bit about, but I'm also excited about that too because I've watched some videos, even at the Ship Garden on your feed last night. I
Yeah,
watched it, so I was trying to like get the little
that's right.
beat and get the
It's a little
moves. So
shimmy, you know.
yeah,
It's a little
I
shimmy.
was, I was trying to like, I'm gonna have to go back and watch some more videos. But I'm excited to
That's
just dive into the
that's
culture and
right.
learn the dance, and it's just gonna be an amazing time of just
Yeah,
love and light
for
and
sure.
freedom and good vibes and good people.
For sure. And you know, one little thing that you can practice when it comes to Iranian dancing, you can do it in Minnesota or you can do it in the hotel before you come in, is if you know how to change a light bulb, you know how to dance Iranian. You just got to do like this. There, that's it. So
Aw.
just change the light bulbs and you'll be
Boom.
good to go. You know?
Tips. Got it. I'm winning now. Just a little light bulb. Got it. I got it. Perfect. Thank
Anyways,
you for that.
of course. Nichole Lee, it was a pleasure getting to know you a little better. On behalf of the entire Iranian community, we truly appreciate how much of your time and resources and your skills and experience that you're putting to help our revolution, to help our festival. You've made us stronger, smarter, and just more full of heart and joy. So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. And anyone that is on my team or is an African American or an Asian American or a Hispanic American, whoever you are, please join this revolution. Please join this fight. If you're close to DC, if you have the means to fly to DC, if you want to just come have a good time, we really highly encourage you to come to DC. Tyson's Corner, the Ship Garden on Monday, July 3rd. We're rocking out. We're partying from 1:11 p.m. all the way into America's Independence Day, which is
Right.
July 4th at 1:11 a.m. Who knows what the after parties are going to look like? Who knows what we're going to do afterwards? We're going to rock 12 hours at the Ship Garden, and then we're going to do something else. So I'm
I
going to
love
be
it.
there. It's going to be an amazing group of people. Bring good vibes, good love, and just come have a good time. I'm excited to see you all. Iman, you know how I feel about you. You know I got your back, and
Thank
I
you.
just support everything that you guys are doing. And I'm so excited to be an ambassador of Azadi Festival and partnering with Unite and Conquer. And this is just the beginning. We have so much work to do. And this is year one. This
Yeah.
is year one.
The sky's the
We're
limit.
gonna make this a staple. So this is year one,
Yeah.
and we're gonna make it great. And so thank you for having me. Thank you for listening, and
Of
God bless you all.
course. And anyone who's ever looking for a PR company, Lee Johnson Global PR is your choice for the #1 publicist. Thank you so much. And they say Be Umide Azadi, which means in the hopes for freedom. So Be Umide Azadi.
Tell me one more time. Slow it down. I want to do it right.
Be Umide Azadi. Be Umide Azadi.
Azadi.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Ciao. Bye-bye. Much love.
Bye, guys.
And so that, ladies and gentlemen, was Nichole Lee. What a jewel of a person. And thank you to Anahita, one of our awesome ambassadors, who pretty much, she kind of put her own primary Anahita project a little bit on the side so that she and Nichole could really put in more time and more effort. And Anahita Jun, I'm extremely thankful for you making that sacrifice for the sake of making Azadi Festival a bigger success. So which is why I can't wait to talk about Anahita project so we can reciprocate the support because you're doing some incredible things and you've surrounded yourself with some really awesome people like Nichole Lee. So we're very happy that she's a part of our team, that you're part of the team, and all that good stuff. Azadi-festival.com. Monajun, I loved the kebab joke. That was hilarious. I hope Mo was watching. For more information about the Azadi Festival, you can click the link in my bio. There are 6 ways that you can support the program. Did you know that? You could be an ambassador, such as Nichole Lee. You can be an ally, which is kind of like Nichole Lee, but instead of being intricately involved in all the Zoom chats and WhatsApp chats and all that good stuff, you're promoting the event. Or you can become a vendor, or you can become a sponsor, or you can be a financial contributor. Financial contributor is always great because the more money that we have, the bigger show that we can put on. Or you can go to our online merch store and you can purchase some of the Azadi Festival gear, from hats to shirts to water bottles to even dog bowls to bandanas for your dog. I mean, how awesome is that? You can wear the bandana too, I guess. We got cool wristbands, a lot of good stuff. And that's pretty much it. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have another one of the awesome people Instagram lives as I recognize Arash Momeni at 2 p.m. Eastern time. He is a chief marketing officer of Moby Dick. If you are in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, there's no way that you don't know Moby Dick. They are one of the sponsors of Azadi Festival. They have allowed us to essentially use all of their stores to be able to promote and market this entire event. So I'm very grateful for Arash Momeni from Moby Dick. And I see Goldchin Foods is joining us right now. I want to give a thank you to Nora June. Just today, Goldchin and Unite and Conquer had a collaborative post where we're doing a ticket giveaway. All the details of the Goldchin and Unite and Conquer collaboration is on the post below. Make sure you follow all the steps for your chance to win some free tickets. And please send a lot of love to Goldchin for all their support. So Goldchin Foods, follow them. It's one of the biggest Iranian food brands on the planet. And it's so great that they're supporting other community efforts such as Azadi Festival. Says a lot about them, says a lot about their culture. And Nora has been a pleasure to work with. So that's all, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get back to work. There's a lot to do, little time to do. Please, if you want to help out in any shape or form, message me so I can give you more information about becoming an ambassador or an ally. Much love to all the ambassadors and allies that are watching here on the program. Appreciate you guys very much. And Corn on the Cob, thank you for sharing the information today too. And much love, guys.